Hello, God bless you. This is your friend and brother, Pastor Sylvester Paredes from Bethany Christian Church, here with a word of encouragement. Today we'll continue our journey through the book of Galatians chapter 1, and we left off on verse 11. And it reads like this. I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that the gospel I preached is not of human origin. I did not receive it from any man, nor was I taught it. Rather, I received it by revelation from Jesus Christ. See, Paul wants the church of Galatia to know that the gospel that he preached is not of human origin. And we also have to understand that what we're bringing to people is something that is out of this world, literally. The message of the cross, the gospel of Jesus Christ, is not of human origin. It came from God. Amen. And it'll do you good to know that. Amen. And that's why he says, I did not receive it from any man, nor was I taught it. Rather, I received it by revelation from Jesus Christ. You see, Paul had a tremendous experience with Jesus. Jesus revealed himself to Paul and gave him the revelation of the gospel. He did not learn it from the other apostles. Paul is a different breed that was taught by Jesus himself. Amen. So I guess that, wow, I just noticed this. First, he was taught by the great teacher of his time, Gamaliel, but now he found the better teacher, Jesus Christ, who revealed to him the gospel that he was preaching to the Gentiles. Amen. Which happens to be the same gospel that we're preaching. Verse 13 says, for you have heard of my previous way of life in Judaism, how intensely I persecuted the church of God and tried to destroy it. I was advancing in Judaism beyond many of my own age. Among my people, I was extremely zealous for the traditions of my fathers. 15, it says, but when God, who set me apart from my mother's womb and called me by his grace, was pleased to reveal his son in me so that I might preach him among the Gentiles, my immediate response was not to consult any human being. Here, I just want to point out two things. Number one, Paul says that he was called from his mother's womb. And you might ask yourself then, why did he take so long to come to the gospel? Well, there's a principle here that is being taught, and it's that everyone who comes to the Lord, everyone who will come to the Lord, will do so because we have been chosen from the beginning. You see, God knows us. He knows our hearts, and he knows who's going to accept them and who's going to reject them. And keep in mind that Paul is the one that talks about the predestination. I believe he's the only one of the apostles that talks about predestination. Amen. So that's what he's trying to say, that God had already chosen him. God already knew that he would listen to the gospel. And as we see, Paul was an extraordinary apostle. Remember, when we're talking about apostles, we need to keep in mind that Paul was not an apostle like the 12. He was different from the 12. Amen. So that's why a lot of people have the concept and believe that the apostleship does not work today because the last apostle was Paul. Well, firstly, Paul was not like the 12. Secondly, the 12 apostles was an exclusive group of 12 that were chosen by Jesus Christ so that they could be the head of the church in the first century. Amen. And that's why a lot of people are confused and they don't believe that the ministry of the apostleship still stands. But if the ministry of the apostleship is not standing today, then neither is the prophet, neither is the evangelist, neither is the teacher, neither is the pastor, because all of them were instituted at the same time by Jesus Christ. And that's what Paul says on Ephesians chapter 4, verse 11. We need to learn to understand scriptures so that we're not confused. Amen. And if you read the rest of Ephesians chapter 4, you will see that all these ministries are supposed to be operating until we all reach perfection. And guess what? You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. Meaning to say that perfection will only happen when we go with the Lord or when Jesus comes. Amen. Let's leave it up to here. Here, your friend and brother, Pastor Sylvester Paredes, wishing you a good day. God bless you more. Till next time. Bye-bye.